We acknowledge that Tri-Cities Community Television operates on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Coquitlam First Nation. We thank the Coquitlam who continue to live on these lands and care for them along with the waters and all that is above and below.
Hi everyone, I'm Cathy Cena with Tri-Cities Community TV, and we are at the Coquitlam Library, the Poirier branch, and we'd love to thank the library for donating their space to us today. And my guest in the studio, you've seen her on this side of the camera, and this time she's on the opposite side as our guest, newly appointed Executive Director of the Société francophone de Maillardville, and we have in the studio Geneviève Kyle Lefebvre. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome, welcome. Let's see now if I can grill you.
I know, right? I'm on the spot. Go for it.
On the spot. Yes, yes. So, Geneviève, you've been involved in the organization as their president, as a board member, and now you are the executive director. How do you say that in French, actually, please?
Oh, je suis la nouvelle directrice générale de la Société francophone de Maillardville.
Okay.
Sounds so great in French, huh?
Right? Yeah, sounds so nice. Great. If you could start us off, just for people that are not sure, give us a little bit of the history of the Francophone Society with Coquitlam heritage and its role that it's had in the Maillardville area.
Okay, so in 1909, the first French people came to work at the Fraser Mill. Yes. Throughout the histories, a lot of people in the French community has fought for equity in salaries. So, and they were completely put into the blacklist. And back in the days, if you didn't work at the mill, there was not a lot of other jobs. So if you didn't work at the mill, you were out of job because the general store was run by the mill. Everything was actually connected. So throughout the histories, the French Canadian has fought for salary equities with other ethnicities and continued like this until 1987. That's when the Francophone Society, UNI, was created. It got transformed to la Société francophone de Maillardville. The name was changed, but it is the same thing. So, and it was a great place for French people to come together. Of course, we created the famous Festival du Bois that is coming in March this year again.
About that, of course.
Great place to celebrate French culture and to get a taste of what it is, everything around French culture, French people, and it's kind of their flagship event in the area. I would say in the western side of Canada. That's where we see the most French people get together. There's also some nice festival. I cannot say there's also some nice festival around that actually are really shining through the programs and the programmation and their artists. But I think if we think about traditional programmation, traditional music, traditional food, we're definitely at the top of the list, definitely. So it's a long answer to say that the Francophone Society was created out of a need of French people to have a place to be together, but not only for French people. So the vision was always to welcome anybody that's interested into the French culture. Right. As a francophone, I'm a francophone, Cathy, so my first language is French. Yes. So francophile is someone that speaks French but learned it as a second language, and anybody that's interested into the French culture like you, right? You come and visit us sometimes, right? And just see what's happening. You're interested into the activities, and we like to create a lot of close nets, bring people together, French, English, any other languages. Everybody's welcome at the society.
So that leads us right into the next question. How are you preserving and promoting French culture in today's diverse Tri-Cities community? As we know, lots of ethnicities here. What are you doing to preserve and promote French culture?
Okay, I think we can go down to start as there's over 330,000 people that speaks French in British Columbia. based on the last census. So I think it's a little bit more. And we have to talk about, you probably know this, is a lot of people want to send their kids into French immersion.
Right.
So more and more families, even if the mom and the dad don't speak French, now the child graduate out of grade 12 and speaks French now. And those children speaks really good French. So more and more, actually, those numbers are going up. And it would be going up even more because we actually don't have enough French teacher here to support all the programs and all the needs and all the requests. So I feel there's more space for schools and more space for teachers. A lot of teachers actually, in my opinion, should be added into the system. So what do we do now to promote all this? Why I said that first is because I want people to understand the picture of what's happening in the French community. So based on Maillardville, of course, we have the Festival du Bois. We have events like the 5 to 7 people once a month can come and converse and just say hi and get to maybe practice their French or just come and connect with people that they know that speak French. Also, if you're a French immigrant, we have come and see us. We have some services that will guide you. We're also going to be working soon with Food Link Society for families that are in need of food. So twice a month, the Francophone Society is going to be able to offer baskets of food, like box of food, I should say, twice a month. So this is a program that is coming, but I really want to talk about this. And it is for French speaking families, but also if you're in the area in Maillardville, you also could be supported by us. And I think to go further in the promotion of all this, people need to know that we're there. I did not always knew that the Francophone Society was there. I had to dig myself when I was a new person in British Columbia. When I came here, Cathy, in 1997, I did not speak English. So I work in health. I was a dental hygienist. And it was really hard for me actually to understand what's happening in English. I needed like mental health, like you need to connect with people to actually be able to shine and to be able to grow in the new era where you're choosing to live. So I think it's very important for people to understand that we're here and to talk about us, but we're doing a lot of activities. We also collaborating with other organizations for people to find us and to know about all our service. Yes. And there's so many different things we do. We also have the little mornings, so French families can come and get to meet, and we get to chit-chat with them, and they get to know them. They get to come to our activities.
They come in there with their children.
They come in there with their children. The little morning, les petits matins.
Yes,
and so we have also activities for seniors, 50 plus. And so we are really vibrant. We're doing a lot of things, and you do not need to speak French to come to our event, and that's very important. And that's what creates actually closeness, and that brings people together, and that makes us shine, and this is how we promote our language.
It's almost like you're making it like a Francophone hub, but all people are welcome.
Yes.
Maillardville has very deep roots in BC,
Mm-hmm.
and so tell us a story of how do you keep it alive for the younger generations. We talked about the small little, tiny tots, of course, with le matin petit. How do you say
Le
it?
petit matin.
Thank you.
Yes.
But what are you doing maybe more so for, that, middle of the road, the teenagers, let's say, that kind of, let's call it the awkward ages, even though they're preteens or teenagers, how are you including the younger generations into the society as well?
Okay, so let's start with the little ones, right? So yes, we have Les Petits Matins twice a month on a Wednesday. You have to look on our website, maillardville.com. We are welcoming families, and we like to create the fall. We have a La Patte Patrouille, like the Paw Patrol theme. So a lot of toys from La Patte Patrouille, but also we have Chase that comes and visit us. So, and we do a little bit of dancing. Actually, we had them just last week, and it was amazing. The little ones were so cute. So we really tried to go and to do even. We try to do different than what other people are doing. Mm-hmm. So we're doing this, but also at the festival, Cathy, we have the kids tent. So at the kids tent, the kids can, they have some different shows, and they have, of course, music. Last year we even have the Prof Aqua, which is the scientific guide that shows kids how science works with many different levels. It could be like, I don't even want to sell the show for him, right? Yeah. So we really have a huge program for children at the festival. But also now, if we're going to be talking about youth, we are working right now with the government of Canada to try to develop a journalistic program. And so we're waiting for the last little steps of things, but I'd like to talk about it because we're pretty far in this application. But then we can teach kids how to be journalists and to create a little section that we'll put together. We'll be presenting at l'École des Pionniers. So l'École des Pionniers, Cathy, now is actually not in Maillardville anymore. Okay. L'École des Pionniers now is based in North Port Coquitlam. And if we want to locate ourselves, for anybody that knows where actually Terry Fox went to school, so l'École des Pionniers de Maillardville is actually located on the original place where was Terry Fox School.
Oh, wow.
So that's where it is, just off Patricia.
A nice bit of history there.
Yeah, so we're kind of proud of this a little bit, right? But it's just because, land is difficult to find. So the school has moved to North Poco. So a lot of people that speaks French are in this area now. And actually, I'm in this area myself. Right. So I have to wink a little bit at Brad West and the team because it's also now, I like to say that Poco has a lot of French residents also. Mm-hmm. And we're all part of the same community. And I think this is the next step, the evolution out of things. I have read someone say, or I've read somewhere, I can't remember where it was, but anyway, someone had written something, then there's not a lot of French people in Maillardville anymore. Well, there's a lot of French people that are coming to Maillardville. Yes. If they don't all reside there, they still all come because they need our service, they come to the festival, and Maillardville will always be the place where French people get together. And Cathy, there's still some French resident there.
Yeah,
okay?
Of course.
I can tell you that.
Yeah, that's great. We're going to talk about partnerships, and you brought up the school already. So partnerships with local schools and cultural groups, or even the city of Coquitlam, are they helping you expand your reach into different communities as well?
Yes. First of all, I have to talk with the city of Coquitlam. The city of Coquitlam is a big help into planning in the Festival du Bois. I think they really like to see it happening every year, and they're amazing to work with. So the city of Coquitlam is a big part of the festival, and I have to say that. We also collaborate with a lot of different organizations. I had, of course, les Métis, le village expérience, so the experience of the Métis village. So I think we talk a lot about First Nation, and I feel we don't often talk about the Métis. And of course, they have French roots, so we have to talk about them, right? And of course, the Coquitlam First Nation is also part of things that we do, right? But the Métis is always have a tent at the festival where you can go and you can experience and you can go down to their history and get to feel in touch. Their tent is always very busy, and it's always a pleasure to go there and talk with them. They're very lovely, actually. Yes. So
yes to the city is always helping you. They
yes.
Go to the festival every year, of course.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so what other programs or initiatives, we touched on it a little bit more, but I'm just sort of curious, what other programs or initiatives are you working on that are helping residents of all experiences and ages enjoy the French language and culture?
Okay. Cathy, I have reached a lot of different organizations around, and I feel to go a little further, a lot of organizations need sometimes they need to have their program, but they also need to be able to offer it in French, because we don't have all the programs within the Francophone Society. So often I have talked with different people. Even I have talked with Sean from Blind Beginning, and I said, if you need to have someone that can come and we can go over certain things, and we can actually help you presenting in French. So this is services we can offer to other organizations to serve the French community that is doing, let's say, with someone that is blind. Of course, we can even host at our place those workshops or those meetups. There's a lot of things we can do in collaboration with other organizations that we haven't done yet, and we're open to everything. I have talked with Tali Takum. I have a background in dentistry in the past, and I know that woman that has been in the street. Often the teeth is a problem after, and how to be proud with our health, our teeth, health after such a long period, maybe being in the street. So I have said, listen, if you need someone, we can help you. Personally, I can go and talk about certain things. I also have other staff that can do other things, but I'm always looking at what is also our inside talent, and if it's not an inside talent that we have, we can translate. We can be the voice. Yes.
How many people in the community do you think that your organization is impacting now?
Well, close to us, close to the Francophone Society, it's over 30,000. I think it's over even 33,000 people in the Tri-Cities region, including, I think, a little bit of Burnaby, New Westminster, and Pitt Meadow. And it goes all the way to Maple Ridge, and even further. But so I think those numbers, this is the last census, and it has definitely raised. And I just look, Cathy, at our French class, and we offer French class for anybody who wants to learn French. This year I had to add tables. Like, a lot of people are interested to learn French. It is the second official language of Canada, and a lot of immigrants actually wants to learn French, which I think it's amazing to see the interest. So so there's definitely a rising interest of learning French.
Over 30,000, that's quite significant.
Yes.
Absolutely. That's fantastic that you're making this impact in these residents, of course. What are some of your goals for the coming year, Geneviève?
I think what I like right now, and I'm really liking, what really gets me excited, is the vision of the Francophone Society, of course, is to serve. It's our mission and a vision. We're following all this to serve the Francophone in our areas at so many different levels, but also is to create some closeness between any other languages and French, and to really bring people together, even in the very different ways, to get people like curious about what it is to be French Canadian or to speak French from another country. And because I can talk about French Canadian roots, but I can also talk about French root from people from France, and there's some people from other places, like I'm thinking about Saint Martin. Some people speak French. They also have different tradition than I also have, because I'm from just a bit outside of Montreal. But so all of this, French, you know what, Cathy, in some language, I think French, it's an invisible minority. So when you look at me, I'm actually a minority, but nobody knows that. And it's by actually talking about it, talking about our differences, then people realize that, oh, wow, you guys are actually have different culture, different ways of looking at things, then you are very different. And I think it's important to talk about it, and it's important to get people to understand our culture. And you've probably been, I was just involved with the Diwali festival. I got to touch and feel their culture. I'm in. That was amazing, right? So, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm coming every year. Well, I want to give this type of experience to other people about the French culture. Yeah.
It sounds like there's a lot of education coming forward then.
Yes.
And what is one message of cultural diversity and bilingualism? If you had a message like that, what would it be?
I think it's be curious.
Be curious.
Come and be curious. You're not going to be, also we have a community to offer. People that are really interesting. If you show any interest into the French language or culture, like, people are so happy to share their culture with you, and just come and check it out. And if you want to learn French, the French lessons are so affordable. And we're also not going to be launching online lessons, because some people that cannot come in person, we're going to launch online lessons. We're listening very attentively to our community, and we are going to offer more services. So really watch our website, Maillardville.com. I know not that long ago we even had, in collaboration with the PAC of our school, which we called it l'AP, l'Association des Parents de l'École, so the PAC of the French school. Because, Cathy, I'm going to circle back to what I'm saying, is everybody knows about SD43, the school board of the Tri-Cities. Well, there's also SD93, which is the French school board. And a lot of people don't realize that we actually have two school boards here. So l'École des Pionniers de Maillardville, that is in Port Coquitlam.
Belong to 93.
93. Right. But we can work in collaboration. And we have, actually, SD43 and SD93 have worked in collaboration. Even some other school, they even can come and use our school for different activities and different things. And we can also do the same thing. So a lot of people don't understand that. Right. But that's one thing that we need to talk about. Now, to circle back to what I was saying earlier. So be curious. Come. Call us. Message us. info@maillardville.com. And come and say hi. Yeah.
And I want to leave you with one last thing. I'm sure we're going to talk to you closer to the festival, but the dates are out already. So why don't you just give a quick plug for Festival du Bois? It is in March of 2026,
Yes.
and the dates are
6, 7, and 8, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Fantastic.
The tickets will go on for sale December 1st.
Okay.
You just have to watch our website, maillardville.com. There's also the website of the Festival du Bois, festivaldubois.com. Watch our social media, follow us on social media. We have a podcast, Cathy, so
Yes.
maillardville.com. I've been hosting this podcast actually we're starting our 5th year. Can you believe that already?
I felt like it was just last year. Well, not last year, but
A couple of years ago, right? No. So we're starting our 5th year in January in 2026. The team is amazing. There's Joanne, our famous Joanne Dumas, that is still there, and she's doing the section of historical section. So her knowledge is amazing, right?
She's such a great historian
Oh.
when it comes to this. You know, people could want to listen to her for hours of just talking about the stories of the early 1900s like you did today. So
Yes.
that was fantastic.
And she's even better than me because I take this information from her.
Yes,
And we have Eric Tremblay, which is our prof aqua, which is the scientific section. So he always makes he even made the system exploded at one point. We're having so much fun. Benoit Brisson is doing the food section, and we have Castra Tariri, and Castra is a French immersion French immersion student, excuse me, and of course he speaks with an accent, but he's so dynamic, and he does a little bit of a varia section, so a little bit of everything, and we have Alexandre that helps us with the edition of the podcast, but he does the cultural part, so he tells us what's happening in the Tri-Cities, and we work with WebWest in collaboration with them, so it's really nice to have this amazing team together.
And just lastly, for the festival, you hired an artistic director this
Yes.
year, right? Yes. Do you want to give him a plug? I can't wait to
Absolutely. It's kind of funny because I will be interviewing him a little bit later this month, but Gabrielle Dubreuil. Gabrielle Dubreuil has, actually, he is part of... He's been part of the festival for many years with a group of musicians. Right. So he's a musician himself. So he's the one that is doing the programmation. So he's responsible this year of finding amazing people. And I can give you a little plug here. We're going to have Delhi to Dublin, which is an amazing band that is coming. And he is part of the international picture of the festival. So one of the highlight there. So they are only on Saturday, so that will be a sold out event. But we have different combination of tickets this year. Kathy, we're gonna if people wants to come more than one time, like if they want to come all weekend, it's gonna be a little bit cheaper if you buy a weekend pass.
Okay. That sounds fantastic. Today we're listening to Geneviève in her new role as executive director for francophone Maillardville.
La Société francophone de Maillardville.
Société francophone de Maillardville. I'll say it with my Italian accent. And an inclusive organization. It doesn't matter if you speak French or you don't. I'm really looking forward to their French classes online, so I'll be looking on their website for that. And don't forget about them at www.maillardville.com. And that's it for me. Thanks for watching Cathy Cena from Tri-Cities Community TV.